The living organisms, characteristics and habitats. The chapter starts by explaining the 5 essential characteristics of living organisms, including growth, reproduction, movement, response to stimuli, and respiration. It also describes the difference between living and non-living things. The chapter then covers the concept of habitat and how it is essential for the survival of living organisms. It explains how organisms adapt to their habitats to survive and thrive. The chapter takes students on a journey through different habitats, including aquatic, terrestrial, and aerial habitats. It explains the various adaptations that living organisms develop to survive in each habitat. In aquatic habitats, the chapter describes the features of different types of water bodies such as freshwater, saltwater, and wetlands. It discusses the adaptations of aquatic organisms to breathe, move, and obtain food in their habitats. The chapter explains the characteristics of different terrestrial habitats such as deserts, forests, grasslands, and mountains. It discusses the adaptations of terrestrial organisms to cope with extreme temperatures, obtain water and food, and avoid predators. The chapter then covers aerial habitats such as the sky and the atmosphere. It describes the adaptations of aerial organisms such as birds and insects to fly and move in the air. The chapter also discusses the importance of classification of living organisms into different groups based on their characteristics and structures. The chapter then provides an in-depth understanding of the classification of plants and animals. It explains the importance of classification and the different systems used to classify living organisms. The chapter also covers the importance of conservation of living organisms and their habitats. It discusses the different threats that living organisms face, such as habitat destruction, pollution, and overexploitation. The chapter concludes by emphasizing the need of humans to take responsibility for the conservation of living organisms and their habitats. It highlights the importance of sustainable practices and the need to minimize our impact on the environment. Overall, the chapter, The Living Organisms, Characteristics and Habitats, provides a comprehensive understanding of the relationship between living organisms and their habitats, the different types of habitats, and the adaptations of living organisms to their habitats. It helps students appreciate the diversity of living organisms and the importance of conserving their habitats. Activity. Aim. To observe the effect of different abiotic factors on the germination of moong seeds. Materials required: dry moong seeds, water, 4 containers, sunlight, dark cupboard, refrigerator or ice. Procedure. Collect some dry moong seeds and keep 20 to 30 seeds aside. Soak the remaining seeds in water for a day. Divide the soaked seeds into 4 parts and place each part in a separate container. Keep one part completely submerged in water for 3 to 4 days without disturbing it. Keep one part of soaked seeds in a sunny room. Keep another part of soaked seeds in a completely dark region like a cupboard that does not allow any light to come in. Keep the last part in very cold surroundings, say in a refrigerator or with ice around them. Rinse the seeds and replace the water every day. Observe the seeds in all 5 conditions after a few days. Note down any differences in germination rate or pattern among the seeds in different conditions. Observation. Observe the seeds in all 5 conditions and note down the differences in their germination rates and patterns. Record any changes in the appearance or texture of the seeds as well. Precautions. Make sure to use the same type and amount of seeds in each condition. Do not disturb the seeds while they are submerged in water. Keep the containers in a safe and secure location. Handle the seeds and containers carefully to avoid any damage or contamination.